Now in 4 News Now at 6, teachers and staff in one North Idaho school district will soon be allowed to bring a gun to class.
And it's just one sliver of our big umbrella to keep kids safe.
We'll show you how the district will decide who gets to carry and the rules they have to follow.
Our gusty winds will be dying down overnight, but they aren't over yet, and we even have a brand new dust advisory. Let me get you ready with my first alert weather forecast.
And from Chardonnays to Merlots, the price of your favorite bottle of wine could soon cost more. Why local wineries say the price hikes are unavoidable and what's driving up costs beyond the vineyard. You're watching 4 News Now at 6. Well, starting next school year, some teachers and staff at one North Idaho school district will be allowed to carry guns in school. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Kirsten O'Connor.
And I'm Derek Dice. Only certain St. Mary's employees will be allowed to bring a gun to school, but that information won't be shared with parents. Now, St. Mary's is in Benewah County, about an hour southeast of Coeur d'Alene.
Derek Strom spoke with the district superintendent about how the new policy will work.
There will be a screening process, there's an application, interviews.
Implementing a concealed carry policy for the St. Mary's Joint School District has been a year in the making, gathering feedback from parents and staff and making sure the policy addresses any of their concerns. The district says carrying a gun at school will be up to each individual teacher. Any teacher that applies for the program will have to complete at least 40 hours of training and be approved by the school board, the superintendent, and the principal of the building they work in.
We have local law enforcement that will be a part of that screening and interview process and recommendation to carry. All the certificates of training would need to be on file.
Superintendent Dr. Teresa Wrench says all of the staff that will be carrying weapons will be kept confidential. She hopes other safety training the district already provides will prevent any situation where a staff member would need to use a gun.
Making sure that they know they're important and that they're seen. And that's exactly what we're looking for. Every student to feel like they're seen, they're connected, they're important.
Dr. Wrench says she was hesitant about enacting a concealed carry policy at first, but because St. Mary's is in such a rural area and law enforcement response times can be long, she felt like it was the right move for the district. St. Mary's won't even be one of the first dozen school districts in Idaho to have this type of policy. 15 other school districts already have concealed carry policies for their staff.
When the policy was first adopted back in February, and had what we called information meetings, so parents could come back up, or community members and staff could come back up and be like, okay, now that it's in place, let's talk about what that means and looks like.
Dr. Wrench doesn't expect the majority of the district staff to apply. In St. Mary's, Derek Strom, 4 News Now.
Well, you may want to keep your sweaters handy because our strong winds are blowing some cooler weather our way.
Yeah, those winds are sticking around too. Let's send it over to forecaster Jason Valentine, who's in for Chris Crocker tonight with your first alert forecast.
Thank you so much, and good Wednesday evening, everyone. So, folks, get ready for more wind. Beautiful conditions out there right now. We have plenty of sunshine. We do have a few clouds coming in from the north, which could have just a hint of showers, but most likely not. So we have a brand new, in Moses Lake, a blowing dust advisory. That is good until 7:30 this evening. That kind of gives you a good idea on when these winds are going to start dying down. We also have that wind advisory still from Omak to Ephrata. So we have 26-mile-per-hour sustained winds in Spokane, 37-mile-per-hour gusts. The gusts are starting to die down in Coeur d'Alene, but heavy gusts with that dust in Moses Lake. So if you're going to be doing some traveling later on, do be aware of that. We do have just the residual of a winter weather advisory that is in the western part of Montana. That system could bring just a hint of showers into our region, but if it does come, it'll be very, very quick. Your evening planner, besides that, we're going to see mostly clear skies. Overnight lows are going to be right around that freezing mark, so make sure you bundle up, especially as you head off to work tomorrow. But those winds will be dying down to around light to 15 miles per hour tomorrow, so much better conditions are on the way. So quickly, we have a countdown. Easter 4 days away. The NFL draft is a week from tomorrow. Bloomsday 18 days away. So folks, let me get you ready for your Thursday and a sneak peek at your Easter weekend. That's coming up in my full forecast.
All right. Sounds good, Jason. Thank you. The Spokane Park Board approved the placing of the city's Parks and Recreation Department's $240 million levy on the November ballot. It's one of two measures that make up the Together Spokane plan. If approved by voters, it would fund over 200 projects across the city, including expanding the Dwight Merkle Sports Complex in Northwest Spokane. Right now, Dwight Merkle only has 2 all-weather fields with lighting. The plan would install 8 new multi-purpose fields that could be used year-round. To see what other projects this plan would fund, you can find this story on our website at KXLY.com. For many, walking and biking in Spokane, especially in downtown, you often feel at the mercy of drivers, hoping they'll notice you and your family crossing the street. Already this year, drivers have hit and killed 2 people walking in Spokane.
Yeah, city leaders are trying to prevent more deaths by implementing changes they hope will enhance safety. Hunter Bertram's live for us tonight, sharing the new initiatives and showing us one initiative that's already in place downtown. Hunter.
Yeah, Kirsten, here at Post and Main is where city leaders gathered today, sharing plans on how they hope to make it safer for you and I when walking and biking in Spokane. And actually, take a look at this intersection right here. These traffic lights might look normal, but it's actually doing something a bit uncommon. Take a look. Leading pedestrian interval intersections. What it means here at Post and Main, it allows people to walk across at first without any cars, giving people about 5 seconds before cars can go. The city wants more of them, plus more research, data-driven ordinances, and policing.
I see people almost get hit by cars every week, so.
Matt Lagarde delivers Jimmy John's subs all day by bike. He sees all of the close calls, hearing about them too.
Everyone comes in the shop and talks about, oh my gosh, I almost got, taken out completely by this, truck or whatever.
He wants to see real change, and so does Kiki Johansson.
Because at the end of the day, we are people and we do need safety measures put in place.
Another initiative announced today, Spokane Police are bringing back its traffic unit. 4 officers will patrol some of the worst areas for bad driving behavior and car crashes. As well, 2 other cops will focus their time on drunk and impaired drivers.
I just think in general, downtown it's not safe for pedestrians and people are driving too fast.
Now there's more initiatives they're planning on adding, like a city ordinance requiring no turn on red signs throughout all of downtown. And we'll be sure to keep you updated when and if those changes do happen in downtown Spokane and across Spokane here and on KXLY.com. Live in Spokane, Hunter Bertram, 4 News Now.
All right, Hunter, thank you. Here's one story getting a lot of attention on KXLY.com. The Trump administration is considering eliminating Head Start programs nationwide. We told you about this yesterday. The administration already closed the regional office in Seattle last month. In Washington, about 15,000 kids use Head Start programs, and many families rely on Head Start for affordable childcare. According to USA Today, the program could be shut down as early as next year.
And it might get even worse. One option parents with preschoolers know well, called TK or transitional kindergarten, is getting some pushback from lawmakers in Olympia. If you're not familiar with TK, it's public preschool in Washington. And this is different from private preschools, Head Start or ECAP classrooms because it's open to more families. In some districts, like 9 Mile Falls, it is allowing 4- and 5-year-olds to start riding the bus, eating in the lunchroom, and learning the year before they start kindergarten in their elementary school. But with a $16 billion budget deficit, lawmakers in Olympia are making some tough cuts.
That was quickly developing into a program under the superintendent with no guardrails.
2 bills making their way through the legislature could limit or cut TK programs. Why parents say we need more access to early education, not less, tomorrow in my special report on 4 News Now at 6.
Well, they served with honor, and now they're finally receiving the recognition they deserve.
Hear from local veterans before their trip to our nation's capital that will be filled with emotion, healing, and long overdue gratitude. Plus, at Maddie's Place, caregivers pour their hearts into comforting babies born addicted to drugs. But now that nursery that's become a lifeline for families is at risk of closing.
I just don't think we can make up a $2.2 million hole.
We'll introduce you to the people fighting to save Maddie's Place when we come back.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY+.
4 News Now is brought to you by Craig Swap & Associates.
Give me a countdown.
There's only 3 episodes left.
I've been practicing with Dan for his deposition, and I can't get him to be emotional.
I drink to get in touch with my emotions, but after 5 or 6 beers, I forget what I'm supposed to be feeling.
Tonight on ABC.
It's that time of year to book your roofing project now at McVeigh Brothers Roofing, Siding, and Windows. And when you purchase a new CertainTeed roof today, you'll get a 5-star lifetime material and labor warranty upgrade for free.
When I was told I needed radiation treatment for a brain tumor, I couldn't stop thinking about what could happen to my memories. Those moments I cherish from growing up, of finding myself, of the people I love, of what I've created. Could they all just fade away? But when I learned how precise treatment was with Gamma Knife, I was reassured that those moments would be preserved. Because it's not only about protecting the memories I've made, but the ones I have yet to create.
Which is better, the Honda Ridgeline or the Toyota Tacoma? Well, the Honda Ridgeline is built right here in America. Tacoma is not. In fact, the Honda Ridgeline is in the top 10 on Cars.com's American Made Index. Tacoma didn't even make the list. Plus, Ridgeline comes standard with more horsepower and all-wheel drive. And right now, well-qualified buyers can get the Honda Ridgeline with 1.99% APR financing. For details, see your Inland Northwest Honda dealer today.
All across Washington, people are coming together
to restore our rivers and streams.
We're planting trees and shrubs to cool and purify the water,
making it healthier for salmon.
Each project improves water quality and creates new habitat for fish and wildlife.
The ripples of these projects will be felt for generations.
Be a part of the ripple effect by volunteering with your local conservation district.
I'm Chad Young from theeasyhomebuyer.com, Spokane and Coeur d'Alene's easiest way to sell your house fast. If you have a few moments, I hope you'll give me the opportunity to make you an instant cash offer on your home. With theeasyhomebuyer.com, we will buy your house in as-is condition with no repairs, no closing costs, and no commissions. To get your no-obligation cash offer, give us a call or visit us online at theeasyhomebuyer.com.
Pick up the phone to inquire. Call the Easy Home Buyer.
Maddie's Place, a nursery for babies fighting through drug withdrawal, could be closing its doors.
Legislators in Olympia are considering slashing nearly all of the Spokane nonprofit state funding. Our Alexander Cohen-Yard shares what this will mean for our community.
We are here inside of Maddie's Place's recovery nursery. This is where babies are first brought in. As you can see, it's a very warm and welcoming space. Babies like this one are constantly rocked and cared for, giving them the love and attention they need.
Yes, you are, huh? Hi, handsome.
Inside of Maddie's Place lie the tiniest victims of the opioid crisis. Their little bodies recovering from substance withdrawals due to exposure in the womb.
The average baby at Maddie's Place is not just withdrawing from one substance, they're withdrawing each from 4 substances.
Sean Cross, president of Maddie's Place, opened this nonprofit's doors in 2022. Now, just as the operation reaches its peak, he fears having to shut it down.
I just don't think we can make up a $2.2 million hole. We just can't.
2/3 of Maddie's Place's operating budget comes from state funds. It asked legislators for $2.2 million out of the $78.5 billion state budget. However, the Senate only set aside $200,000 in its proposal, and the House, none at all.
It depends on the amount of funding that we get, but we'll just have to cut back on our staffing, which means we would have to limit the number of infants and moms that we could have at the facility.
But despite these potential funding cuts, Maddie's Place has actually seen an increased need for its services, with nearly double the number of babies coming in over the last 4 months.
I have families that are dying for their babies to come here.
These babies are born with neonatal abstinence syndrome, also known as NAS, a condition where an infant is exposed to drugs during pregnancy. Washington has shown to be a hotspot for this. Data from the Spokane Regional Health District also shows emergency visits for fentanyl are on the rise. And while the rest of the state has seen improvements for overdose deaths, Spokane County continues to see an increase.
You know, on several different occasions had to say we're full right now, we can't take any more. And I hate doing that.
Kim Dunham, Director of Family Advocacy, has gotten calls from across Washington and Idaho from families trying to get help from Maddie's Place. For Cross, the idea of taking this safe space away from our community is heartbreaking.
We can't take care of babies that are born dependent on substances. It says something about our society. It just does.
While $2.2 million might seem like a lot of money, it's cost-effective compared to the higher expenses of a NICU stay. And moms at Maddie's Place retain custody of their children and are in recovery. Cross remains hopeful that he is able to secure some of the funding requested by April 27th, which is when lawmakers must approve the final state budget. In studio tonight, Alexandra Konyarts, 4 News Now.
Well, folks, will these winds slow down anytime soon? And we actually are getting reports of some dust blowing nearby, also slowing down I-90. I'll get you prepared and have a sneak peek at your Easter weekend. That's coming up in my First Alert weather forecast. Stick with us, everyone.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Magic of Storytelling is brought to you in part by WSECU.
It's that time of year to book your roofing project now at McVeigh Brothers Roofing, Siding, and Windows. And when you purchase a new CertainTeed roof today, you'll get a 5-star lifetime material and labor warranty upgrade for free.
At Shriners Children's, we're home to the world's leading pediatric orthopedic care. Because so many life-changing advancements start here. We provide access to the best doctors and never allow your ability to pay for services to compromise the care your child needs. We're the first place to turn for the most common or complex orthopedic conditions. Home to possibility and empowering kids to achieve the extraordinary. Shriners Children's, the most amazing care anywhere.
The smart thermostat just got smarter, and Bill's Heating and AC wants you to experience the difference. For a limited time, new customers will receive the brand new Nuve Smart Thermostat free with every full system tune-up. And right now, the tune-up is just $59. Enjoy 24/7 monitoring, total control of your home's comfort, and help prevent costly breakdowns, all with one phone call. Call 208-777-5528 to claim this limited time offer today.
So Subaru certified pre-owned vehicle, better than an average vehicle?
It starts with longevity. 97% of Subaru vehicles sold in the last 10 years are still on the road today. Every certified pre-owned Subaru gets a 152-point inspection where anything that doesn't meet our high standards is repaired or replaced.
If you're in the market for a Subaru, don't compromise on quality or affordability. Come see our huge selection of vehicles and receive your no-problem customer service at Parker Subaru in beautiful Coeur d'Alene.
Welcome back in. It is windy out there.
Yeah, we've been talking about I-90 westbound, kind of at a standstill right now between Moses Lake and Ritzville.
Yeah, we have a dust advisory in the Moses Lake area, so be careful if you're heading out anytime soon. But the winds, once the sun goes down, the winds will go down, it looks like, as well. All right, let's take a look outside, and my goodness, it is chilly in Coeur d'Alene, but the sun is finally coming out. 46 right now in Coeur d'Alene, 52 in the Spokane area. And again, we're going to be seeing these cooler temperatures, but still right around our average for the next couple of days. So yes, a very blustery day, especially into our afternoon. We're seeing the brunt of it right now, but as I said, things will be slowing down into the evening hours. Quick showers possible this evening and maybe in the afternoon, but they'll be gone as quick as they come. And Easter weekend, if you're planning ahead, is looking very good travel-wise and conditions-wise. So here's our current winds, and again, that dust advisory is over at 7:30 for Moses Lake. They have gusts up to 44 miles per hour right now. Gusts 26 miles per hour, in Pullman, 37 for Spokane, 34 Spokane Valley. So if you've got your garbage day tomorrow, kind of delay in taking those cans out until maybe later on tonight or early tomorrow morning. So our current temperatures, again, very chilly in Coeur d'Alene. There just ended was a winter weather advisory in the western part of Montana. So that's why we're seeing such cool temperatures. It's 38 right now in Missoula. We're in the 60s just to the west of us, so kind of temperatures all over the place. Here's the 24-hour temperature change, a 21-degree difference for Coeur d'Alene, 15 for Spokane, and over in Missoula, they are 31 degrees cooler. So we're still not out of, well, the chilliness just yet. But average for Spokane is right around 56 for this time of year, and we're going to be right a little above or a little below that for the week ahead. So you could say a very average week is ahead, and that includes just a little bit cooler for your Easter Sunday. So on our radar, we have just the remnants. Here's all that shower activity that was in the western part of Montana. A little bit of it is leaked into the panhandle of Idaho, and just the little dregs are possible to come into the Spokane area. Most likely, this will just bring in a bit of cloud coverage. No precipitation, but we have a chance of seeing a little bit of that tomorrow as well. So you can see the timestamp up top on our forecast radar. Tomorrow for your commute, it is going to be sunny, but it's also going to be chilly, so make sure you bundle up. And as we get to the afternoon, we could see just little bits and pieces of shower cells coming through the Inland Empire. So maybe a quick little shower or two, but nothing to really write home about. So overnight lows, we are right around or below the freezing mark yet again, and could see just some residual quick showers, Coeur d'Alene, St. Mary's, even a little rain-snow mix for Kellogg. 27 your overnight low in Colville. So again, bundle up as you're heading out the door tomorrow. It is going to be a chilly morning. Overnight tomorrow night is also going to be chilly. Then we'll get back to warmer temperatures Friday late night into the weekend. So as I said, up and down, but mostly sunny skies as we head into our next 7 days. And again, Easter Sunday looking pretty nice, though a slight chance of showers, just a slightly better chance of showers on your Monday. But folks, these winds, they are going to slow down once the sun goes down. We're on 15 to light tomorrow. Still, a very nice Thursday is on the way.
Jason, thank you so much. As you swap out your winter wardrobe or do some spring cleaning, tomorrow you'll have the chance to make a difference while clearing out some closet space.
We are once again teaming up with STCU for our Coats for Kids Spring Closet Cleanout. Tomorrow you can drop off a new or gently used coat at any of the 5 participating STCU branches across Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. Those coats will then be cleaned and stored until we begin to hand them out later this year. If you can't make it tomorrow, don't worry. The main Coats for Kids collection is still happening this fall. You can find the list of drop-off locations again on our website. Well, a certain type of baby food sold at Target is being recalled due to elevated levels of lead. The recall includes more than 25,000 units of the company's Good and Gather baby pea, zucchini, kale, and thyme puree. According to the USDA, the affected products have best-by dates of December 7th and December 9th of 2025.
Both state and federal officials are sounding the alarm about fake Ozempic. The makers of the weight loss drug and the FDA have found counterfeit vials being sold. Investigators say the fake vials are using fake lot and serial numbers like the ones circled on your screen. To be sure that you're getting the real thing, you should only buy Ozempic injections from authorized distributors.
All right, still ahead here on 4 News Now. Veterans from across the Inland Northwest are in D.C. tonight, not just for a trip, but for healing, honor, and remembrance. We'll show you their powerful send-off next on 4 News Now.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
At Findlay Honda Spokane, we're more than just Spokane's Honda store, selling one of the top 5 rated brands.
We are your friends and neighbors,
which is why we have no gimmicks or add-ons.
What you see is what you get.
Like up to $1,000 off MSRP on a new CRV or up to $2,000 towards a 2025 Ridgeline.
So when you're ready to buy, make the smart move to Findlay Honda Spokane for the hometown savings advantage. Findlay Honda Spokane.
At Fred's, not only do we guarantee the best prices, we prove it. Our live price card keeps things transparent, showing you real-time prices. No gimmicks, just the best prices on in-stock, get-it-today inventory. And when it comes to beating the big box stores, our prices aren't just competitive, they're unbeatable. Check out how we stack up. Whether it's this amazing new fridge or this energy-efficient dishwasher, Fred's prices are always the best. At Fred's, we sell appliances, only appliances.
Does your home need a new fence, or maybe you'd like an automated gate? Well, right now is the perfect time to call the pros at Northwest Fence to get big springtime savings on all your fencing needs. For 43 years, nobody builds them better.
It's all about the person that's leaving this world, but it's equally about the family. We don't know how to handle certain situations, and hospice can come in and train us.
Takes a special person.
Yeah, I said, you are amazing at what you do. And she said, this is a calling, and I love what I do.
Are you ready
for an upgrade? Now is the time during the 2024 model clearance sale at Post Falls Volkswagen. Drive home the 2024 Tiguan today with 0% APR. Have a trade-in? We want your vehicle and we will pay top dollar. We also have cashback bonuses up to $2,500 on 2025 models. Don't let these deals pass you by. Head to Post Falls Volkswagen now, the home of 0000.
Watch Judy Justice weekdays at 3 on KXLY ABC4.
Judy Justice is now in session right here.
Judy Justice is brought to you by Russell and Hill. Injured in a car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Call 1-800-LAW-0842.
4 News Now is brought to you by Brothers Flooring.
Well, today is a very special day for nearly 100 local veterans. Inland Northwest Honor Flight is flying war vets from around the Inland Northwest to Washington, D.C.
The veterans are there now, visiting memorials dedicated to their service and sacrifices. Allison Martinez was at the send-off this morning and shares these heroes' stories.
94 veterans from around the Inland Northwest are heading off for the trip of a lifetime. They're headed to Washington, D.C. on the Inland Northwest Honor Flight.
We are beyond grateful for all of you and truly do owe you our lives and our very way of life.
Today's honor flight is a gift from the community
by the dawn's early light
to those who risked their lives to protect ours.
Our flag was still there.
Before sunrise, 85 Vietnam War veterans, 7 Korean War veterans, and 2 World War II veterans filed into the Spokane International Airport.
It's just good to be with the brothers. You know, we all served a common cause, and that's special for me.
Lieutenant Colonel Jim Rout served from 1970 to 2012. He was the oldest active duty pilot in the Air Force. His list of accolades is long, but he's humble to the core.
It was just an honor, a total honor, and I would do it again if I was young enough again.
Vietnam vets like Jim never saw support or appreciation for their service. This honor flight gives them a chance to heal.
I remember coming back from the Vietnam War and we weren't well liked. And I remember walking through the Seattle airport and people were saying bad things about us because we were in uniform coming home. So I think for me, it's just kind of a closure on a couple of things.
More importantly to Jim, he'll get to share this trip with his brother. This visit is less than 48 hours, but it's not short and sweet. It's somber. The vets will visit monuments like the Vietnam Veterans Memorial, which lists the more than 58,000 servicemen and women who lost their lives.
One of them is for one of the gentlemen that I went to high school with. So I'm going to get his name and then bring it back for the family.
Our heroes will return tomorrow night at 7:30. In Spokane, Allison Martinez, 4 News Now.
Such a special send-off.
Yeah.
Lawmakers in Olympia are scrambling to come up with a new budget after their last proposal was shot down by the governor.
The new taxes Democrats are considering and why some say their plans still aren't fair. And get ready to pay more for wine because of the new Trump administration tariffs. Why local wineries say you'll see prices go up even if their grapes are still grown locally. Next on 4 News Now.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
You win the lotto, $30 million. All your dreams come true, right?
The good news is you've won the lottery. That's also the bad news. Why are you laughing?
Because
a man is dead,
yes.
And you're laughing.
The new 2020, Friday night on ABC.
So you want somewhere to play? We got you. A nice relaxing stay? We got you. Wanna be entertained? We got you. Wanna play golf all day? We got you. Go to Lake Casino. Winning is just the beginning. So you're looking for something to do? We got you. Want some tasty food? We got you. Heard you wanna do some shopping? We got you. The live music is always popping at the Coeur d'Alene Casino. At the Coeur d'Alene Casino. Coeur d'Alene Casino. Winning is just the beginning.
Individuals, couples, and families. You could get a refund of up to $1,290 back on taxes paid last year, as well as refunds for 2023 and 2022. Learn more at workingfamiliescredit.wa.gov.
The Silverado Trail Boss. And a little work. and a little play. And a truck that says no to nothing. And Chevrolet.
It's Chevy Truck Month. Well-qualified buyers get 2.9% APR for 72 months on this Silverado.
Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
For over 50 years, North Idaho Urology has been the trusted leader in urological care. From routine checkups to advanced prostate cancer treatment, our expert team is dedicated to your health every step of the way. With cutting-edge technology, personalized care, and locations in Coeur d'Alene, Post Falls, and Sandpoint, we're here when you need us most. Don't wait. Early detection saves lives. Schedule your appointment today at niurology.com or call 208-667-0621.
Next DT, Josh Duhamel, Minka Kelly. We're with the cast of Netflix's buzzy new drama, Ransom Canyon. Plus, Matlock star Jason Ritter under suspicion.
What do you mean?
Next.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
4 News Now and STCU are teaming up for a one-day Coats for Kids closet cleanout.
Gather up your gently used winter jackets and donate them Thursday, April 17th. Go to KXLY.com for a list of STCU locations.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
Your next bottle of wine will probably cost you more regardless of whether it's from Bordeaux or Walla Walla. That's because of the recent round of tariffs announced by the Trump administration.
Yeah, our Marissa Rio shows us why some local business owners say they're feeling the squeeze from all sides.
Wine is a pretty global industry, so we source from all over the world for our components, other than our grapes, of course.
Mark Lathrop is a winemaker and owner of Liberty Lake Wine Cellars. This afternoon, he and friends spent hours bottling the cellar's wine. And sure, the wine pouring into these bottles is all local, but the glass that's holding the wine is imported from China. President Trump's 125% tariff on China imports is Mark's biggest concern.
That's a lot of money when you buy 40,000 bottles a year. So from what we've heard from our vendors, the hit that we're going to take is equal to about 25% of our net income from our cost increases.
This has put Mark in a tough situation.
Have you guys had to raise any prices yet?
Not till next month.
Okay, so next month you might raise prices.
Next month we'll be raising prices.
Mark says their corks, barrels, and yeast are also sourced from France, so those tariffs are also a concern.
Lake Talk Creek Wine Cellars is in a similar situation. As you can see right behind me here, they make all of their wine right here in the cellar, but it's the bottle that comes from China.
As their winemaker pours a glass of red blend, she says they have no choice but to buy glass bottles imported from China.
Because there is not enough domestic glass to go around. They are at max capacity.
Natalie says they've been hit with a lot of cost increases over the years, but haven't felt the direct impact of the China tariff just yet. They might, though, when they buy more bottles next year.
And we'll see how the glass goes and those tariffs, but we will have to increase prices if we want to be here in another 2, 3, 4, 20 years.
In Spokane County, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
And American farmers are once again caught in the middle of this escalating trade war with China, which announced 125% tariffs on American goods.
The Washington Department of Agriculture telling us today every Washington agricultural export to China is expected to face a significant decline, while the cost of farm equipment is predicted to surge. Jordan Smith shows us what farmers are up against in this escalating trade war.
There's growing uncertainty on farms here in Washington and across the country. For the second time in 7 years, farmers are caught in the midst of another trade war with China.
America's stewards of the land are once again hostage to an escalating tariff battle with China. Many still with scars from 2018, when the U.S. agriculture sector lost $27 billion during Trump's first trade battle with China.
It seems like the farming has been, the sacrificial lamb when it comes to trade.
That's Randy Olstad with the PNW Co-op in Colfax. He feels the uncertainty brewing within the farming community. After all, Washington exported $693 million worth of agriculture goods to China last year alone. Beef, fish, and hay topping the list. But China's 125% tariff on all U.S. goods will likely diminish those revenue streams. Farmers cannot adjust the prices of their product. they're at the mercy of the market.
That's the worst thing about being a farmer, right? Is that they have no price control. They can't say, no, it's going to cost me $6 a bushel to raise a bushel of wheat this year. You got to pay me at least $6.05. That's not how it works.
It's unclear exactly what will happen next. That uncertainty makes it frustratingly difficult for farmers to plan ahead, particularly for crops that have yet to be harvested.
We just got to wait for the rules. Once we know where our commodities are going to go or how it's going to get traded, I think you're going to see more stability in that, and also maybe some more opportunities for higher prices.
China has promised to go tit for tat with Trump's tariffs, meaning the timeline for a healthy compromise could likely be a ways down the road. For 4 News Now, I'm Jordan Smith.
Well, besides this trade war, farmers in Idaho have learned a nearly $59 million grant from the Department of Agriculture has been canceled.
Yeah, that money was meant to go to the University of Idaho to help farmers develop sustainable agriculture practices. Our Madeline Mullins joins us live in studio now, and she has more on how this will impact the school and local farmers.
This grant was the largest grant in University of Idaho history and funded the university's Innovative Agriculture and Marketing Partnership Project. University officials say that by terminating the grant, the program will be shut down before it even gets going.
To support a healthy, robust, and economically viable, safe, abundant food supply.
That is what the University of Idaho says its IAMP program would have done by working with over 200 producers in 34 counties across the state.
Subsidizing and incentivizing farmers to implement so-called climate-smart practices on their farms.
The IAMP program started back in 2023, and applications opened back in August. However, very few producers were able to get started before the USDA announced the program and the grant would be terminated. USDA says the program was terminated because not enough of the grants were going directly to producers, and that administration fees made up most of the expenses. U.S. Secretary of Agriculture Brooke Rollins says that the USDA partnerships are overburdened by red tape, and that the U.S. Department of Agriculture is correcting these mistakes and redirecting efforts to set farmers up for an unprecedented era of prosperity. However, University of Idaho says over 50% of its grants went directly to producers.
North of $30 million for direct payments to producers.
And that the other money spent was for research and marketing, things that benefited the farmers as well. The USDA has opened up applications for another program that is similar to this one, the difference being that this one would require grant recipients to give 65% of the funds directly to farmers. The University of Idaho says it's interested in revising its project so that it can apply for this new program. In studio, I'm Madeline Mullins, 4 News Now.
All right, Madeline, thank you. Let's send it now to Jason Valentine with your First Alert forecast.
Thank you so much. One of my favorite books as a child was Winnie the Pooh and the Blustery Day. Today reminds me of all of that. 52 right now in the Spokane region. We are nearing sundown, and we are going to be seeing those winds finally start to slow down, and they're going to do that in earnest as we get to our overnight period. We still have that dust advisory for the Moses Lake area. That's good until 7:30 p.m. And again, as we said a little earlier, officials are saying there's slowdowns on I-90 in the Moses Lake area due to that dust. So if you're in that area, be very careful. We're still seeing heavy winds, gusts 37 miles per hour Spokane, gusts 30 miles per hour in the Spokane Valley. Tomorrow we expect between 15 to light winds as we move along into our Thursday. So we just have a little bit of shower activity that was just chances of it, very light to the north of us, but it looks like they are dissipating away. We have another slight chance of some showers tomorrow afternoon. Other than that, we're looking at mostly clear skies tomorrow. Overnight, we're looking at mostly clear skies. Do be aware our overnight low will be near that freezing mark, so bundle up as you're heading out to work on Thursday. And again, those winds are definitely going to be down from where they are right now tomorrow morning. So Easter, 4 days away. We're going to have a look at your Easter weekend coming up. The NFL Draft a week from tomorrow, and Bloomsday 18 days away. Folks, I'll get you ready for your Thursday and my full forecast that's coming up.
All right, Jason, thank you. Public hearings are underway in Olympia this evening as Democrats in control of the state legislature have released new proposals to bring in more revenue to close the state's multi-billion-dollar budget shortfall.
Albert James walks us through some of the taxes they're considering and how they're being received on the other side of the aisle.
Neither budget, however, is close to one that I can sign for two key reasons.
After Governor Ferguson told legislative Democrats their budget proposals had far too much in taxes and couldn't rely on a wealth tax, Senate Democratic Budget Leader Noel Frame says Democrats in both chambers have come up with new options to balance the budget before session ends on April 27th.
We are still asking some of the wealthiest individuals in the state to do their part and pay what they owe in taxes.
The new proposals include increasing business taxes, capital gains and estate taxes, and extending the sales tax to computer services like web design and software development. Democrats are still proposing removing tax exemptions deemed ineffective or obsolete. They're also looking to lift the 1% property tax revenue growth cap to account for population growth and inflation, though they put a cap at 3% and are looking to expand exemptions for seniors and people with disabilities.
In the place where I grew up, Battleground, you're looking at maybe an increase of $16, $17 more per year. Up in Seattle, where I represent today, with a higher median home price, you're maybe looking at a little bit like $25 more a year. So these are reasonable increases to fund our core public services here in Washington state.
The governor's office didn't immediately respond to a request for comment on the new proposals, but Frame says budget leaders have been in communication with Ferguson's team about what revenue options are at their disposal.
All in all, things in Olympia are a mess right now.
Much like with the previous tax package, Senate Republicans are staunchly opposed to the new revenue proposals. They continue to rally against increasing the cap on property tax revenues, arguing it'll make renting or buying a home more unaffordable. They also argue tax increases on businesses will ultimately be passed down to consumers through higher prices.
Anytime that someone tells you that they want to tax business, what they really mean is they want to tax you. They just don't want you to know that they're taxing you.
The new revenue proposals are slated to be voted out of a Senate committee on Friday. In Olympia, I'm Albert James reporting.
Well, a bill that requires the clergy to report suspected child abuse or neglect is now heading to the governor's desk. Washington is one of a few states that currently does not require the reporting. Most states with a similar law make an exception if the allegations are learned in a confession setting. If signed into law, Washington would not have that exception. Catholic lobbyists pushed back against the bill, citing religious freedom and the sanctity of confessions. Well, the Spokane Zephyr are on the outside looking in for the USL Super League playoffs, and they need a big run with only 6 games left.
And today they traveled to Lexington, one of the weaker teams in the league.
And they did not disappoint. Check out the big-time goal Spokane was able to score in this rowdy road match.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Plant Farm.
It takes 5 seconds to read an average text message. If you're driving a car going 30 miles an hour, that's enough time to travel 220 feet. That's a long distance. About 3/4 of a football field. Or enough room for 15 cars. Oh, so if all that can fit inside of 220 feet, then imagine how much the road could change while you read one text. So before you start driving, put your phone out of reach and stay focused on the road. Together, we get there.
Style or substance. Somehow, it became one or the other. But there is another choice. Not stopping until you have everything in the GMC Sierra. Get 0.9% APR on 2025 Sierra 1500 models. Plus, no monthly payments for 90 days.
Shop DaveSmith.com.
When we first found out that Claire had Down syndrome, it was through a genetic screening. I think once we went to Joya and saw how much life was at Joya, how much excitement, how much caring and kindness, it was one of those things that kind of put our minds at peace. Joya is really good about helping us push her in ways that she thinks is fun and that are age appropriate. Our goal for Claire is to be included in every classroom with her typical peers.
Just look at those beautiful plants and flowers from the Plant Farm. The Plant Farm is Spokane's go-to garden center. A promise of trust and confidence comes with the healthiest plants from the Plant Farm because their plants and flowers are grown right here. Get annuals, perennials, roses, trees, shrubs, and their signature hanging baskets and more, even indoor plants. Head to the Plant Farm, Spokane's go-to garden center on 4th between Evergreen and Adams in the Spokane Valley because life is better in the garden.
R&R RV has just lowered prices on every pre-owned motorhome, fifth wheel, and travel trailer in stock. We're talking jaw-dropping savings on the region's largest selection of pre-owned RVs. All pre-owned units at R&R RV are clean, certified, and never purchased at auction. Quit dreaming. Just do it. Same-day delivery available on many units. Shop pre-owned units now at R&R RV in Liberty Lake, North Spokane, and Lewiston. Or visit rnrrv.com.
The Eastern Washington Eagles are just about done with their spring football practices. Today, just 2 days away from the annual Red and White spring game. The Eagles roster remains young and pretty thin. Their offensive line with 11 members, but only 3 upperclassmen and no returning starters. EW's line helped the Eagles to one of the best Big Sky offenses last season, finishing second behind national runner-up Montana State in points per game and total rushing yards. Dylan Connor is one of those older players, and he shared with us about how it's been on this unusual line and how their spring bonding has been over the last few weeks.
I've been kind of just grinding it out. Got some guys from other positions kind of just stepping in and getting in there. But the guys that have been playing have really just been grinding it out, just staying in there. And they, props to them for being in there. I've been in that position, so.
Connor has played only 13 total games in his Eastern career across 3 seasons, but he started in all 3 of those appearances last season. He and the rest of the E crew will take that red turf again Friday at 6 p.m. for that red and white game. Former Meade Panther and Boise State Bronco Taryn Gardner signed with Gonzaga today, returning her home to Spokane after earning back-to-back GSL Player of the Year her junior and senior seasons in high school. Gardner finished her freshman year with the Broncos with 3.6 points and 2.2 rebounds per game off the bench. She played in all but 1 of their 33 games. Spokane Zephyr in action south in Lexington, Kentucky today. First 6 minutes of the game, corner kick, Sydney Cummings, and that is the fastest goal in Zephyr history. 1-0 match. In the 13th minute, pass back finds Emina Ikic, who fires from way away and drills the second goal. Spokane quickly with the multi-goal lead, and that score will stick at halftime, so we go to the next 45. It's Allie Cook. The shot is blocked, comes back to her, another block, third try, and it's Ikic earning the brace at the very end. Spokane earning an impressive 3 road points with their 3-0 win. That's now 6 straight matches unbeaten. Seattle Mariners in Game 2 of their road series at the Cincinnati Reds. Just like yesterday, this game just now ended. They dropped Game 1 8-4 yesterday, but today closed out a big Game 2 win 5-3, fueled by a tremendous Cal Raleigh outing. His 5th inning home run was his 100th, making him the 2nd fastest Mariner to 100 dingers behind only the great Alex Rodriguez. We'll have highlights of the M's win on Nightside. Spokane Chiefs are just about underway for Game 2 of their first road series. They beat Hillsboro 8-2 last night, but the Indians had a losing record to the Hops last season, including a 1-5 first road series. So tonight could prove already a better start with 2 wins this go-around. We'll have highlights of this one, too, coming up at 11. Spokane Chiefs also in action tonight. They resume the second round of the WHL playoffs against the Victoria Royals. They're tied 1 game all. Spokane won Game 1 5-4 double overtime, dropping Game 2 5-1, a beatdown. Puck drop for Game 3 at 7:05. So the Chiefs, they did a lot better against Victoria in the regular season with that tight win, big loss in the postseason. But, man, winning on the road, not easy in this league.
All right, we'll see if they can bounce back. I think pretty decent chance.
Yeah, I think they're going to do it. What do you think, Jason?
I think they're going to do it, no doubt. And way to go, Mariners. All right. Will these wins, though, are they going to start slowing down anytime soon? I'll get you ready for your Thursday, your evening, and a sneak peek of your Easter weekend. That's coming up in my First Alert weather forecast. Stick with us, everyone.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
This year, Walker's Furniture is turning spring cleaning into spring savings with an indoor garage sale where you can save store-wide up to 70% off clearance items. And new markdowns are arriving daily as we clean out the warehouses with big savings on closeouts, ding and dents, and floor model furniture at garage sale prices. Plus, special financing is available, so you can save big now and pay over time. But hurry up, this is your last chance for final markdowns.
This week at Walker's.
This coming Easter Sunday, all 3 Cal locations will be closed as our team celebrates the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus Christ. Easter is a time of hope and renewal as we all reflect on Jesus' victory over death when he rose to life. We encourage each of you to join an Easter service, spend time with loved ones, and give thanks for all the blessings we have. Our stores will reopen on Monday, and our staff is eager to serve you.
From our family to yours, happy Easter.
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on our next job. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXLY.com to nominate it. Our thanks to Horizon Credit Union for sponsoring the 4 News Now Extreme Team.
It's that time of year to book your roofing project now at McVeigh Brothers Roofing, Siding, and Windows. And when you purchase a new CertainTeed roof today, you'll get a 5-star lifetime material and labor warranty upgrade for free.
I felt like there was just no answers to get out of the anxiety and the depression that I had.
I was suicidal all the time, thinking about it nonstop, every day, every moment.
Depression and anxiety rob millions of us of our day-to-day lives, but nothing seems to pull you out of it. Introducing NeuroStim TMS, Washington's leading provider of transcranial magnetic stimulation, or TMS therapy. At NeuroStim TMS, we treat the root of the problem with a series of short daily treatments. Using a non-invasive magnetic field, TMS activates the natural function of the brain's neurotransmitters to improve mood and regulate emotion. TMS is not shock therapy. It's an FDA-approved, easy outpatient experience and covered by all major medical insurances.
There's nothing better than just being able to enjoy life again.
The treatment just completely, fundamentally changed my life.
Visit neurostimtms.com today or call to schedule your free consultation at any of our 12 Washington state locations.
Barry Manilow, coming to the Spokane Arena on Friday, July 11th.
All right, so yesterday we were talking about I wanted to rent a power rake to dethatch my yard. And Jason was talking about the winds yesterday. And so I thought, well, should I just wait? And I just did it anyway. And then I immediately regretted it because I'm like trying to, get the grass from the rake into the bin. And it's just blowing all over the place. So I really should have just listened.
Yeah, but all those nutrients got in. So I think you're going to be glad you did that.
Maybe.
But maybe do your yard work tomorrow. Let's take a quick look outside. And folks, we are looking at even nicer conditions for at least Coeur d'Alene. We've been bedeviled by a lot of cloud coverage there on and off today, but looking nice into our evening hours as we are getting close to sundown. And again, we are much cooler than we were yesterday after that beautiful day. So blustery day today, yes, winds are tapering off overnight. Tomorrow we are still going to see around 15 miles per hour, maybe gusts a little higher than that, especially in the Moses Lake area in northern central Washington. So a little bit more wind tomorrow. But for Spokane though, in Coeur d'Alene, it is going to taper off quite a bit. Quick showers. We had our chance tonight. That has pretty much moved on or dissipated, but we have another chance tomorrow afternoon. And hey, Easter weekend is looking good. So here's the tail of the tape on our winds. We do have that dust advisory for Moses Lake, gusts up to 44 miles per hour. And again, when the sun goes down, these winds will start to slow down. 37 miles per hour right now in Spokane, 30 in the Spokane Valley. So still gusty situations out there, but by tomorrow morning, we should be seeing much, much better conditions. Current temperatures, we are chilly. Look at this, 53 already in Pullman, 46 as you already saw there in Coeur d'Alene. Let's look at the difference 24 hours makes, and it's a 20-degree difference for Coeur d'Alene, 15-degree difference for Spokane. The more west we go, the less extreme it is, except for Omak. But look at Missoula. Again, they were dealing with a winter weather advisory till about an hour ago. Negative 31 from yesterday at this time. So our high temperature trend for the Spokane region, our average is 55, 56 for this time of year. We're going to be a little above, a little below, but you could really say we have an average week ahead for the middle to latter part of April. We're slowly starting to warm up. In our radar, we have, again, plenty of snow going on in the Montana area with that alert coming to an end. But we just saw just the bits of residuals coming into our areas, but they very much have dissipated. But we have another chance of seeing that coming in tomorrow. So here's what we're already seeing. By the time we get to Thursday morning at 7 a.m., we're going to be looking very nice. But that also means we're going to be very chilly as there's no clouds to hold in the heat. As we move into the Thursday afternoon, tomorrow afternoon, we do have a chance of some quick showers coming on in, then those will be out of the way. And we're looking to be more or less dry as we head into Friday, Saturday, maybe a hint of shower activity on your Easter Sunday, but it'll be, again, very quick. So overnight, we are a little above or a little below the freezing mark. So another chilly one, so make sure you bundle the kids up as they head off to school tomorrow. Again, could even see a little bit of rain-snow mix in the Kellogg area. Colville, our extreme cool spot at 27 overnight low. We'll have another cool overnight low Thursday late night into Friday, and then we're going to start to warm up in our overnight period as we get into our weekend. So again, upper 50s to lower 60s for the week ahead. Easter Day itself, 56, slight chance of some showers, but still look at these traveling conditions for Friday and Saturday if you're heading out of town or people are coming to you for the Easter holiday. And next week, looking more of the same. Again, a very nice week ahead. These winds, though, again, be very careful for them. They're going to continue for the next couple of hours, but soon they will dissipate overnight.
All right, Jason, and because of our strong winds today and tomorrow, local fire officials are urging people, please avoid burning anything outdoors. This is not a burn ban, but officials say it is critical that we all do our part to lower the risk of wildfires.
In North Spokane County, Bear Lake Regional Park will stay closed until further notice. That means the front entry gate is locked and the parking lots are inaccessible while crews work on construction and seeding the lawns. Bear Lake was set to fully reopen this spring, but there's now no set date for when it will reopen.
And before we go to break, here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup tonight.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
This is him. You need an eye exam. Wait weeks for an appointment? Now that's criminal.
Word on the street is at Stanton Optical, you don't have to wait for an eye exam. 2 pairs of glasses and a free eye exam for $79 all same day. Stanton Optical, easy as our thing.
At Findlay Downtown Toyota, we know that every journey begins with trust. That's why every new vehicle sold comes with Toyota Care's complimentary roadside assistance. From daily commutes to weekend adventures, Findlay Toyota has what you need to keep you moving. Because peace of mind should come standard. Visit Findlay Downtown Toyota today, where we take care of you so you can take care of what matters most.
When I was told I needed radiation treatment for a brain tumor, I couldn't stop thinking about what could happen to my memories. Those moments I cherish from growing up, of finding myself, of the people I love, of what I've created. Could they all just fade away? But when I learned how precise treatment was with Gamma Knife, I was reassured that those moments would be preserved. Because it's not only about protecting the memories I've made, but the ones I have yet to create.
Here at Coeur d'Alene Honda, we're more than just a car dealership. We're family. For the past 53 years, we've been proudly serving our community.
We offer the best vehicles with a nationwide lifetime warranty.
From coast to coast, we've got you covered.
Whether you're looking for an affordable used car, we're looking to upgrade to a new Honda. We're here to make the process simple and stress-free.
It's not just about selling cars.
We give back to local charities and support our community.
And don't forget about our lifetime warranty. Beep, beep.
So you've been thinking about upgrading your air conditioner for a while now. But with tariffs right around the corner, that waiting could cost you big time. Fortunately, Bill's Heating and AC planned ahead and stocked our warehouse full of pre-tariff air conditioners. Same comfort, same quality, without the coming price hike. But this equipment won't last long, so don't wait until prices go up. Take advantage of pre-tariff pricing and our lowest price guarantee. Call Bill's Heating and AC today and lock in comfort before comfort costs more.
At Stanton, get a 1-month supply of Clarity One Day for only $69. Plus a free contact lens eye exam. That's a whole lot of savings. That is our best deal yet. Book your eye exam today. Stanton Optical, easy's our thing.
4 News Now is brought to you by STCU and Volunteers Count.
Well, coming up tonight on Nightside, Meta, the company behind the popular social media apps Facebook and Messenger, announced new safety tools for teens and parents. What parents should know so they can keep their kids safe online tonight at 11.
Also tonight at 11, we'll be having lighter winds than we're seeing right now. Again, Moses Lake area, you're looking at a dust advisory till 7:30, but already the gusts are down to 33 in Moses Lake. They were at 44 just an hour ago. So we're starting to see those winds slow down. A quick look at your Thursday. There it is, mostly sunny skies. Bundle the kids up, bundle yourself up as you head off to work or school. And again, a slight chance of afternoon showers, but a calmer Thursday is on the way.
A little chilly in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
We'll see you at 11.